when you look at Jet and Hunter, like, could you imagine doing what you do with like your little brother or something? Like, what do you watch? Because that to me is like one of the coolest things in the sport right now. Is that like you and your brother are gonna like go through racing together, and it's like you're on the same team now, but that might not be the case. You might be fighting for championships. Like, I think it's such a cool storyline, and I think, like, could you imagine doing that shit?
I think it would. There's like that's double sided, because I think it would be cool, but at the same time, it's like that brotherly bump heads.
Yeah.
And obviously, dude, it's like that with the team in general. I couldn't imagine having a brother, but you never want to be the worst of the two, right?
Yeah.
So like, I remember Adam and I, since we're little, every weekend, you know, like we always joked around, but like deep down, we both wanted to beat each other because we didn't want to be the slowest guy. We didn't want to place the lowest on the team. Yeah. You know, so being on a team with your own brother, dude, every weekend I show up, I'd be like, I'm not being the slower one of the two, you know? Like, so I think it adds, I think it's cool. And it adds
but there's
that,
like positives but negatives.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
like, what are the positives for you to having your brother?
I think, obviously, because Hunter and I are both like totally different people. Like, for example, like with hitting a jump, I think about consequences after.
Yeah.
I'll just go and send the thing. I don't care what happens after. I'll just hit it. Where Hunter's like does 20 runs, he's more calculating that stuff. So that's like
that's
kind of
he's older though.
Yeah, the first child kind of thing.
But well, I think that's the same for like me and my brother, because I'm like the oldest, and my brother's like seems like he's more naturally talented. But I could tell you more about like technically what to do.
Yeah.
You know, like more of like the upstairs sort of shit.
Yeah, that's same with Hunter's he knows like with the clickers and that stuff, with suspension, and he's really good with that. Where I'm like, most of the time I'm riding with bent bars and I don't even realize. Yeah. I'll go and crash and the bars will be straight. I'm like, oh, can you straighten up my bars? And most of the time like, my mechanic's like, they are straight. I'm like, oh, okay. But where he's more like fastidious, he wants everything to be perfect, like exactly and that stuff. So, and most of the time it's pretty good, because Hunter will do something better, and then Dad will come whack me over the head and go, look at Hunter, look what he's doing, kind of thing. And then we can pick off each other, like where I'll go and hit this jump, or I'll do this line, and Dad's like, Hunter, how come you didn't pick up that? You dumbass brother picked it up and you didn't. Like, so it's good with that, but then also with racing, it's like you want to beat the old, like for me, I want to beat him, because I've always been the slow one, because I've been the youngest son, youngest brother, sorry. So I've always been slower, and now that I'm closer now to him, it's kind of like he's not used to it. And I think the first time he was, that was actually the same speed as him, was in Europe at a sand track, and he was losing his crap.
Yeah, so then you like remember the time where you were like, hey bro, what up?
He didn't want to talk to me. He was pissed. Like, obviously the bike wasn't that good, but I was like same speed as him and that stuff on the track, like lap time, and he hated it. He was pissed. I was trying to talk to him after, and he's like telling me to go like F off and that stuff. He wasn't so happy. Sick. I'm like, oh, okay. But like, my dad's pretty good, because like it was gonna happen like eventually, because I've obviously followed him in his path, so like whatever went wrong with him, it was good for me. So I've been pretty lucky, like with suspension, or if this didn't work, like say this forks were way too soft and like a setting was bad and Hunter ate crap, like it sucks for him, but we get like, okay, don't do that. Yeah, I kind of get that bit of that. So like that's one good thing about being the younger one, but it's also sucks for Hunter because he's older, because he has to go through the harder thing, and I got obviously more of the talent, where Hunter's more of the hard working, where like I haven't really like took it serious until like this year, really 2 years ago kind of thing, where I had to train, where the talent was kind of like not there. Yeah. But
yeah, but I don't know how much of that testing or that stuff, if it's like because you were younger. I think it's more just because he was faster. But when that tide changes, and if he becomes faster, he's gonna be the one that's got to go through testing.
Yeah, it's gonna flip.
Yeah, it's gonna flip. But it's just, that's the balance, you know. Like,
well, and the thing is too is that like there's like a level. It's like even, you know, you two guys, it's like you're both riding at like the top level of the speed in the world. It's like there's really, you're gonna get to
there's
where it's
only like
tense,
half a tenth. Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, it's not that, you know, you're gonna be faster or whatever. It's like there's just a level.
Who's gonna be best on that night, kind of thing. Like that's what Supercross is nowadays. Like in Supercross, because everyone's so close. It's like who's feeling the best that night, or
Yeah.
who's feeling the worst, or that stuff. So like that's probably what it's going to come down to with Hunter and I. Hopefully we're the same speed, or we'll just obviously see how